On today's episode of the Bolt Crew podcast, with the 2025 season officially over, we break down what's next for the Chargers. We reveal our list of players we don't want to see back in 2026 and why. Plus, we make our picks and tell you who advances to this week's playoff games. And most importantly, we welcome former Charger Eric Weddle to the show. Excited. You guys picked a good time to be here. It all starts right now on the Bolt Crew podcast.
Hey, yeah. Hey, it's the Bolt Crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the Bolt Crew, best up in the business. It's the Bolt Crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Bolt Crew podcast. Dave Palais, Josh Palais, and Mario Herron talking, of course, Charger football with you like we always do. Going to pick our games, as I just mentioned. Really excited about today's guest. Eric Weddle is going to join us. I wish we had him for longer. We're going to get him for 15 minutes today. We'll bring him back on an extended interview. But Eric, in case you aren't aware, was just announced that he's going into the College Football Hall of Fame. And if you haven't seen his clips when he played at Utah, he was absolutely insane, playing every position on the field at the college level. And the Chargers got him. We all fell in love with him. Good guy coming on the show, though. Will join us as we're going through it. But there's a lot going on today, guys, as we have to sit there and discuss everything that could potentially affect the Chargers. All right. So moving forward, one of the things we talked about was John Harbaugh. And we talked about a little bit on the last show where, what happens with Harbaugh, who picks him up. Is this the best case scenario for the Chargers that Harbaugh, meaning John, ends up in the NFC with the Giants?
Yes. And I want to ask you a question right back. Did you believe he was going to go to the Raiders?
I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure. I just don't know. I don't know what kind of control Tom Brady has, what relationships he has. Now, you guys are going to think I'm crazy on this one. I think the Raider job was a good job. I can make an argument that I think the Raider job might be a better job than the Giants job. The Titans job's not a bad job. When you're talking about salary cap money and how quickly you can fix things, just like I said about the Chargers on the last show, I believe the Chargers not only can make a dramatic leap on this roster that they currently have to what they have in 2026 because of all the money. The Raiders have more money than what the Chargers have. The Titans have more money than what the Chargers have. So with the talk of where he ends up, after his visit with New York, he was supposed to go to Nashville, and they never got the interview. Remember, Andy Reid went to KC, was supposed to come to the Chargers next, never made it to the Chargers. KC right now has a bunch of Super Bowl rings. So this hire is big. And I think we all agree John Harbaugh is one of the better coaches in the NFL. I know he's only won one Super Bowl, but it's the culture thing we talk about here, and I think he establishes it there.
Yeah, I don't think John Harbaugh was ever going to go to the Raiders. I don't think he seems like the type of person that would compete with his brother. Him being with the Ravens and Jim being with the Chargers was close enough for them. The only person I could see going to the Raiders from that kind of situation would be Mike Tomlin, his arch rival from the Steelers. That would make more sense to me than John Harbaugh. But I think the Giants job's a good job, and I agree with you about the Raiders job. It's about as clean slate as you can get. You're going to get the number one pick in Fernando Mendoza. You can welcome him in the NFL with Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers, and you might still have Max Crosby. I think the Raiders job is a little bit better than what some people make it out to be, Mario.
Honestly, I said it when Harbaugh first got let go by Baltimore. I think the New York job is honestly light years ahead of the Las Vegas job. And I'm saying that because you have Dart, you have Neighbors, and you have a pass rush. All you need there is you need an offensive line. You need to improve your secondary, but the foundation's pretty much set. With Las Vegas, yes, you have the first overall pick. Mendoza looks really good now. I'm still not 100% sold of how good of a QB he'll be in the NFL. Your pass rush is getting older and it's going to be out the door. You're under a Brady who's going to probably get pretty aggressive in what he wants to do. Yeah, Bowers, yes. But outside of that, man, I don't know what that team has to offer you. and your homework is a lot. I mean, it's like a lawyer getting ready for the freaking big test, right? Like you have a lot of work you got to do, which New York, I think you kind of can hit the ground running and can compete within a year. With Las Vegas, I think you're 2 to 3 years from competing. Can you really handle that? You know, Dave, like Johns looks good, but by the way, he's not young. So his days of like setting stuff up is not a lot.
You know, I look at that Giants job, and the thing that scares me the most is the fact that Jackson Dart has had so many concussions already, and it doesn't look like he's willing to change the way he plays. Now, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but the fact that, hey, his career can be over on the next game he plays makes me nervous if I'm a Giants fan, if I'm a head coach. We talk about the coach-quarterback relationship all the time. I like what I see in Mendoza. Look, I don't want to see the Raiders turn this thing around anytime soon either. I'm just saying, for me, there's something about that job where I go there, you know, on the offensive side, I have the tight end, I have the running back, I have the quarterback, and I know I'm going to get a little bit of time to fix it. Whereas I think in New York, they don't give you time. You know, they're tired of the Giants being terrible. And I saw a stat today, and again, I'd give credit to where I saw it. I just don't remember. Is the Giants are the fourth losingest team since they won their last Super Bowl? Like the Giants are at the bottom of the barrel. Now, the Raiders might be number one, and I believe they are, but the Giants haven't done jack S in a long time.
The AFC West, to me, is still one of the top divisions in the NFL. You got the Broncos as the number one seed. You have the Chargers, who we want to believe on this show are going to be a playoff team next year. And then you have the Chiefs, who still have Patrick Mahomes. I understand the Chiefs are the third best team in the division. You can never count them out. As long as they have Patrick Mahomes, they're still always going to be in the mix. The Raiders ever winning the AFC West, Mario, in the next 5 years, I'd be shocked. So I agree with you on that. I don't think it's going to happen. The NFC East is not the greatest division. The Cowboys are always up and down. The Commanders, you never know what you're going to get with them. And then the Eagles, there's so many problems over there. I understand why John Harbaugh took that job. And like you mentioned, he's older. He doesn't have time to rebuild with a rookie quarterback. It does make more sense for him to go to New York.
And two, with being in New York, you don't have to face Harbaugh, your brother. You don't have to face Reed. You don't have to face Peyton. I think that goes a little bit into it. And you're getting away from the AFC, where there's just giant after giant. Even if you do good in your division, I mean, then you have to worry about Buffalo. Then you have to worry about, Lamar and the Ravens. Like, that's still a solid roster. You still have to worry about Burrow, but, Zach Taylor's not going to be there forever to hold them back. There's a lot of giants you still kind of got to worry about within that conference. I think the interesting thing here, Dave, is offensive coordinator Target is kind of taken off the board for the Chargers with this move as well, because Todd Monken's going to follow him to New York. I think Giants should be excited about that move, but that definitely takes away a Harbaugh-linked guy from joining this organization.
Yeah, he's going as long as he doesn't end up with the head coaching job, right? That's the story. He's bringing his coordinators. He's get his chance to go. We all know how important that is, unless one of your coordinators is Greg Roman. But when you can bring your coordinators with you, man, that helps a lot when you're sitting there setting your culture, and that's what's going to happen. I'm not a Giants fan. No one on this show is a Giants fan. I mean, we watch the entire NFL all the time. Philadelphia Eagles, as Josh says, you got problems over there. Jaden Daniels, can he stay healthy? What happens with Washington? Will be interesting to see how guys compete in the NFC. For the Chargers, I'll go back to what I'm saying until basically the free agency period passes. I believe this is very fixable for this team. I would not be shocked if the Chargers pull the right moves, that there are teams that say the Chargers are your team to be in the Super Bowl next year from the AFC. This is fixable when you have all that salary cap space. We all know where the problem is. It's in the offensive line. We've been saying it for 2 years. Unfortunately, the Chargers haven't been saying it for 2 years. I thought they were fine with what they had. It was exposed against a team that wasn't known for getting to the quarterback in the way the Patriots were able to take care of Justin Herbert the other day. So they have moves to make. We're going to talk about the games coming up this weekend, but guys, I want to move on to the guys I'm not so sorry to say goodbye to. Okay. And I know we all have our list of 5 guys that they can hit the bricks and no one's going to miss them. And we might even stand up and applaud when they're gone. Mari, do you want to start?
You know what? I want Josh to start.
All right. How many players do we get a pick? Because I got a handful of guys.
Go ahead. Name them all. Go ahead. If you're willing to throw out more than 5, you go ahead.
Well, we do one each. We go one, and then we go around in a circle, not all together.
Okay. Well, I think the first person was Greg Roman. He's not a player, but he was the first order of business that got taken care of. Chargers are already 1-0, Mario. We're winning. All right. First player that I want, gone and somebody I went to college with, I'm going to make the hard decision like Jim Harbaugh did to do what's right for the team. Bradley Bozeman. I think fans are going to riot if Bradley Bozeman comes back next season. I think it's an obvious decision to get another center, and that's going to be my first order of business is moving on from Bradley Bozeman. What about you?
He was my number one guy as well. And get new shoulder pads. I think those are too small of a shoulder pads for a center. Just
does it matter? Opinion. He's never going to play again. Does it matter? He's never going to put shoulder pads on ever again.
You never know. You never know.
I know.
Our guest Eric Weddle, I mean, he got a call after retirement. He came in and played. I mean,
he could always play, though. But Weddle could always play. He was on the field in the last play of the Super Bowl when they beat the Bengals. Like, he could play. Bozeman will never put shoulder pads on again. He'll be coaching a local high school team.
All right,
and he has a ton of money. Good for him. But he's moving on in the coaching world. That's about it. And by the way, this is one of those, like if we were all doing this show like in an auditorium, we'd all say, hold your applause till after the list. You guys can sit there and write amen all you want in the chat. We know you guys are thinking what we're thinking.
There's more amens coming. Trust me. There's a lot more amens coming on this list.
Yeah. So hold your applause. For me, my number one guy, and look, Bozeman's on my list too, but it's Mekhi Becton, dude. Without a doubt. I've ripped the hell out of this guy for the longest time. Now, not to his face because I'm not dumb, because the guy's as big of a house as a house. But dude, Mekhi Becton is one of the most frustrating guys. Not only was he a disgrace on the field, he was a cancer in the locker room. He was a cancer to the last time he wore a Charger uniform. The stuff that he ran his mouth about this team and blaming the offensive line coach, dude, unless you're colorblind, you have no excuse for the way you played against the Patriots. I mean, you didn't even put a hat on guys. Guys are running right by you. Insane. There's no excuse for his play. He's been a disappointment everywhere he's been.
Mario, what do you got?
Agree with you on Becton. He annoys me. His face kind of annoys me too. But again, if I saw him in person, boy, would I not say that. Just to be completely honest. This guy I try to go off the beaten path. Najee Harris, I kind of want to move on from. One, I think Vidal and Hampton are pretty reliable options in the running back room. I know Hampton wasn't that healthy this year, but I think in his second year, we're going to see a big leap from him. And with Harris, too, we had the July 4th saga with his eye where he couldn't come and participate in training camp at first. Has a torn Achilles. How good is he going to be after that? I don't want to stay in touch and find out. I think his best days are behind him. Whatever's in front of him, I don't want the Chargers to be a part of. And we have two guys that are solid running backs. We don't need to add to that room anymore. So, Najee, thank you for the little bit of time you're with us. You look good in Charger blue. It really brought out the color in your eyes. But we're going to move on.
Hard to argue that, right? Najee's on the back nine of his career. I like what Vidal did this season. Omarion Hampton still scares me, Mario. Is he somebody that can stay healthy or not? We'll have to wait and see, but I agree with you on Najee Harris. I'm going to go 2 for 1 because these are two guys that don't play full-time. So I think if you hit 2 part-time players, it equals 1 full-time player. So the first guy I'm going to go with, Mario, is your boy Darius Davis. His time is over with the Chargers in my eyes. He hasn't done much on special teams. He's not really that fast. Like if he's really fast and I could deal with it, he's really not that fast compared to other guys on the field. And then Tyler Conklin. Tyler Conklin was a complete swing and miss. A tight end that has done nothing with the Chargers. He actually did get a little bit of play this year, and he did this much. So I'm over Tyler Conklin and Darius Davis.
All right, real quick on the Najee Harris move. Look, they need another running back. Here's the deal with the Hampton, and we all loved Hampton on the pick. Man, right now there's a credibility problem as far as is he available, right? It's the same line we use all the time. The best ability is availability. He wasn't available way too much this year. I mean, honestly, it should have been set up that he was the best rookie running back in the NFL, but he wasn't. And it wasn't because of when he played. When he played, he was fine. But when he couldn't go, which was way too much, it's something to be concerned about. So is he going to get the reputation of a guy that doesn't show up when you need him most because he can't take the hits or something goes wrong? I don't know why that happens to certain players. Again, it's year one. So you want to sit there and say, I'm all in on Hampton? Dude, you got to go out and get somebody else. I wish the thing with Najee worked out. And I'm kind of curious to see what the Chargers do there with him, how they go about that. But traditionally, you're coming back from that injury. An Achilles injury is not a good sign, especially for a running back who needs to be explosive. Vidal's fine. But, dude, if Hampton can't go, you can't say we're going into this game with Vidal as your number one option. You got to go out and get somebody else. It's a different NFL now. You got to be able to do multiple things. Vidal played great or played well, serviceable. I don't know. I keep getting less and less the more I think about it. I want more. I want more from the running back position, and kind of disappointed by the way it went with Hampton with all the injuries. So my guy, as far as I'm booting off, you want me to tell you who I'm booting off?
Mario
Next?
has what do you got, Mario?
No, I was just saying, I know Hampton left more to be desired, but I wouldn't give up on him at all.
I'm not giving up on him, but he's unproven. How's that?
Okay. I mean, he gave us glimmers of hope, but didn't really give us a whole buffet of it.
Few appetizers.
It was it was like a table testing for like a wedding.
Yeah, I'm still hungry.
Yeah. I got one pizza roll.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, honestly, that's what we're all looking for, right? If he gets hurt his second year, we're all going to have questions. We're going to start ripping the hell out of this guy. Injuries you can't basically, control, but at the same time, there are guys that we always use the title, that guy's injury prone. And we don't want that title for him. Ashton Genty, what he averaged less yards per carry than any player in the NFL this year, yet he was durable at least. At least he showed up in that train wreck.
All right, who do you have?
All right, next guy off the list. It's not going to be popular. I got more guys who are obviously not popular guys. That's why we're doing the list. But it's time to say goodbye to Keenan Allen. I love Keenan Allen. He's one of my favorite Chargers of all time, but it has passed. It was very frustrating to watch the game against the Patriots. You wonder, did Keenan give you your best? And if you ever ask that about anybody at any time, you sit there and scratch your head. The old saying, if you're thinking about retirement, you're already retired. He looked like he was already retired against the Patriots. When he needed to get those bonus checks against the Broncos, man, he looked like he was ready to go. He was motivated. I mean, there's some balls in there where you're like, Keenan, dude, you got to catch those. This is the biggest game of the year against the Patriots. Where are you? It's time to make a move. I agree with what Josh said the other day. Keenan is in the way of Trey Harris developing as a wide receiver in this league.
See, that might be an unpopular opinion for some Charger fans, but I agree. I think he's actually stunning the growth of the other receivers. I really enjoyed him on the team this year. I have no complaints about Keenan Allen on the 2025 Chargers, but I agree with you. It just makes sense to move on from Keenan. We're very thankful for what he did with the Chargers, but going forward, it wouldn't really make sense to keep him on the roster to me, Mario.
Yeah, I agree with it. I think he kind of went out a great way. You saw a solid season for Los Angeles. Is there a lot more left in the tank? I don't know. Why not go out with a little more to be desired, if you will? Thank you for everything. He came in on short notice too. Like, let's not forget that. He stepped up when Mike Williams went out for the 1,000th time and decided to let us down. So thanks, Alan, for the memories. Ring of Honor type of guy, retire the number type of guy for Los Angeles. He should come on the Bull Crew podcast. I think we've hyped him up a lot and gone on our knees for him a good amount. So let's get him on.
All right, I'm gonna go. Sorry, I'm gonna keep doing two people at one time, just to move it along faster because I have a handful of people on my list. Two offensive linemen that I would be perfectly fine never seeing in a Charger uniform ever again. First one's Austin Deculus. That's somebody that we traded for, a 6th-round pick that we traded for. He was the worst offensive lineman on the team. Whenever he was in the game, Mario was an absolute liability. They would literally just attack him because they know they could get through. Austin Deculus should never play for the Chargers again. And then the second person, I have no idea how he's been on the Chargers for so long. It's Trey Pipkins. Trey Pipkins was never really the guy that we hoped he would be. Move on, pick up somebody in free agency, some depth in the draft, and get some more tackles that could help out in case somebody goes down. A rotational piece that can play guard or tackle would be great. Trey Pipkins is somebody that you hope could do that as a guard and a tackle. He really couldn't do either one, and I think you need to move forward from Trey Pipkins and Austin Deculus.
I have both those guys on my list as well. Both those guys are on my list. Giving up a draft pick for Deculus is very frustrating. We called it when it happened. The team was desperate, still not that desperate, right? I don't understand a 6th-round pick for what you got in return. We kind of expected. He played exactly what we expected. As far as the Chargers on this offensive line, it has been the biggest hole. It's one of those where you go, do we have a GM that's just not good at this part on evaluating talent? I mean, pretty insane. Right? There's some teams that seem to be very strong all the way around, but when it comes to the offensive line, it's crazy. I mean, we kind of made the joke the other day, or maybe a serious comment about Justin Herbert having a say-so on his new OC. Maybe you should have a say-so on who his new offensive line is going to be, because we stink at this. And I say we, I just mean Joe Ortiz does.
If his trading was as good as it, I mean, Double O is still incredible.
That was good, but that wasn't offensive line. That was an offensive line. I mean, it's I just, again, it's very frustrating. It's frustrating the season's over and we have to do this list right now. That's what that really bothers me.
That part hurts a lot. The one I have for you guys, let me know your thoughts on this, because I wrote it out of emotion and of recency bias. J.K. Scott's performance in the playoffs is beyond terrible, and I had him on players we'd want to move on from. Get a new punter in there. But going into it, if you look at his punting like in the regular season, I think he's top 10 in average yards. Yeah, he's literally 10th. But, I mean, the playoff performance was just beyond terrible for me and just left a really bad taste in my mouth. It's a punter, so obviously it's not, groundbreaking. But I wrote him down, so I want to be different.
I disagree on that, Mario, on that. The punting situation is important. I mean, honest to God, it is. It's one of those that's big. As far as yards per kick, that's tough because you don't know what part of the field you're on, right? If you're one of those where you're just trying to place it, then obviously you aren't going to kick the ball as far as you want. And also, there's something to be said, or you don't want to outkick the coverage, but you want to boot it. My problem was, how many times did he shank the ball? All the time. Way too often. Like, if he was a golfer, you'd go, this guy needs to be off the tour. He just wasn't consistent. I'm a huge J.K. Scott too, man, a fan too. I mean, super nice guy, but dude, I don't care about nice guys anymore. I care about wins. And that's where you're at right now. I'm with you. I'm fine with changing out. By the way, the longer you're in this league, the more money you make. Go ahead and sign somebody out of college.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards moving on from him as well. You got to remember, he's a guy that's known for his hang time, not for booting the ball like down the field like Matt Ariza. Him and Cameron Dicker also have a great relationship, so I don't know if they keep him, Mario, just because of that, because they like the way he works with Cameron Dicker. The next person on my list is somebody that I don't even think should have been on the team this season. He really brought nothing the entire year, and the year before he didn't bring a lot either. It's Bud Dupree. I'd be shocked if the Chargers brought back Bud Dupree. And with that being said, I would bring back Khalil Mack. He's not on my list of players I would cut. I would give him one more year, unlike Keenan Allen. Cut Bud Dupree, bring back Khalil Mack.
Wow, I forgot Bud Dupree was on the team.
Right?
Almost.
Like, I thought, Bud Dupree should be singing country songs with Shabuzi. Like, I forgot he was even on the team. I mean, he has completely a country singer name, doesn't he? Like, what are we doing here?
Holy crap, he does. Here comes Bud Dupree.
Right? One leg up on the front of the hood of the car, drinking a Budweiser. I mean,
oh yeah.
Sure as hell doesn't play defensive end very well.
Two things, all I need: a bud and a girl.
No way he's on the team, right? I mean,
no.
Edge rusher number 4. You're probably going to bring in edge rusher for agency in the draft. There's no room for Bud Dupree. Shouldn't have been on the team in 2025.
Yeah, I'm with you. Mario, you want to throw a name out there, or you want me to throw one out?
You guys have literally taken all my names. I'm looking up to see if Leonard.
So I'm going to go with the most. I'll go with the most controversial one. Okay, and it's the one if you're seeing in the chat over and over again, and I have them on my list too. Khalil Mack. Okay, Khalil Mack. It's time to go. It's too much money. All right, you could save some money right there. Khalil Mack is such a fan favorite, dude. I love him too. If you bring him back next year, I'm not going to freak out. I promise you. I'm not going to go, what the hell are we doing? I also really don't want to see Khalil Mack go back to the Raiders for one last run. Like, that would really bother me too, But Khalil Mack is the one where I don't want to say it's a coin flip. There's a lot of money in Khalil Mack. But yet, man, he's been like almost your perfect Charger, right? He does everything you want. Does everything you want to get back on the field and do the best he can. But it looks like age has caught up. Maybe because he was so great at one time.
Wow. See, I'm with you. I wouldn't hate it if they did it, but I want him back because he's the leader of the defense, him and Derwin. And I still think he has something left in the tank. Like, he looked good to me in the playoff game. I don't know if the stats would say that. I think he looked fine. But he is going to be pricey. Maybe he takes a pay cut to come back. I don't know what he ends up doing, Mario.
Especially because I just want him to win a playoff game. Like, just for this, big fan of his, just have that experience of being a part of a playoff run, which he hasn't been able to in his career. I'd love him for him to be back. He clearly has, I think, something left in the tank. He's very old, so maybe just, he had a bad injury this year too, so that's probably what he's thinking about, trying to come back for next season. Yeah, I don't know. If he's up for it, I would re-sign him. I would not want to move on from him.
I don't think he wants to take a pay cut. I think he's probably thinks my resume shows I shouldn't.
I think it's opposite. I think he doesn't know if he wants to put his body through that. The guy's old. He's been durable for a long. The season we saw where he's the worst as a Charger, he said he led the league in sacks. Did he not?
I don't know if he led the league. Did he lead the league in sacks that year?
He was at least top 2 or 3. He had 20 sacks that year. I'm pretty sure. Let me
With
double
the
check
Chargers? I think it was
that.
17.
Yes.
17.
All right, was it
Yeah,
17
again,
sacks?
we're all fans. Like if he's back, we're fine. If he's not back, we're fine. That's how I kind of feel with it. I think he's giving you all you can. It's that racehorse that you retire. But if he's not ready to retire, it will really suck to see him in another uniform. He's Takeo Spikes. Remember Takeo Spikes? Guy was in the league for like 16 years, never made the playoffs. But every time he left a team, that team went to the playoffs and did really well. That's who he is. Great guy, locker room legend, the whole deal. You remember Takeo Spikes, Mario? Was that one that passes your time? He had the neck that was about this bit wide.
Yeah, no, I remember. But I mean, he left the Raiders. The Raiders continue to suck. He left the Bears. The Bears sucked. So it's not like,
He left the Bengals. They went to the playoffs. He left the Chargers. They went to the playoffs.
I'm
He left the 49ers. They went to the playoffs.
I'm
talking about Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mack.
Sorry, I'm talking about Takeo.
No. Yeah, you had that one ready for me, though.
I did. He was such a good dude, and he was an Auburn guy, and I hate every Auburn guy. He was a really good dude. I was disappointed that didn't work out for him.
Who would you rather have for the 2026 season? Double O or Jesse Minter?
No, it's Jesse Minter. I want both.
I think we
why can't we have both?
We could have both. I'm just saying, if you had to choose between the two, which one would you rather have? Jesse Minter, I think, is gone. Like I don't think he's coming back.
I don't think so.
I think he's going to go to the Ravens.
Oh, you say you think Ravens?
I don't think so. Why would he do that to John? I don't think.
Why would he take the interview?
Be polite.
Nah, he wants to be a head coach. Everybody wants to be a head coach, right? The Ravens' job's not a bad job. You have a quarterback, kind of.
But do you? But if you're the Ravens, don't you want an offensive guy?
I would. I'd prefer, and that's the thing is, I don't think if I had to pick, I'd say Jesse Minter is going to the Browns. I don't think he's going to the Ravens. I think he's going to the Browns because it's all about Lamar Jackson. This whole thing on John Harbaugh before they decided to fire him was basically, hey, are you on the same page as Lamar Jackson? And he clearly wasn't. And they're like, well, everything in the franchise is Lamar Jackson, so we're taking the quarterback over the coach. There's the road. It was a 45-minute conversation.
This Lamar Jackson situation is weird, though, because like you don't know who would work well with Lamar Jackson. It's kind of like a crapshoot. It's going to be an offensive coach, maybe, but who? Because he's had issues in the past. Greg Roman was his offensive coordinator. I mean, he's had the weirdest offensive coordinators, and he seems like he doesn't get along with everybody. It's like the opposite of Justin Herbert. Like Justin Herbert loves everybody. Lamar Jackson hates everybody.
I'm just curious if you're Baltimore, too. Don't you want someone from McVay's tree? Like, do you hold out to get the OC there or you get Shula, the defensive coordinator there?
I think it's overrated to get somebody from somebody's tree that doesn't call plays. Like McVay's the one that calls the plays. It's like taking somebody from Andy Reid, like Eric Bieniemy. Like Eric Bieniemy, like we talked about last show, failed when he left Andy Reid.
But O'Connell, I wouldn't say it's failed in Minnesota. Like he looks pretty good.
O'Connell's a great coach.
Yeah, so that's
I think he's a great coach. I don't know. I don't think the Ravens are going to take a chance on a guy that hasn't been a head coach. If they do on an offensive guy that hasn't been a head coach, I'd be surprised. If Jesse Minter goes there, I guess I wouldn't be that surprised because he has familiarity with Baltimore. It'll be interesting to see who they go with. I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty good job too.
I feel like Flores is due for Baltimore or Pittsburgh. That's the guy that I think they both kind of want. He matches what they would want post Harbaugh or Tomlin.
Yeah. Well, that the Steelers thing's very, very interesting. They got to shake some things up, right? Steelers haven't won in the longest time. Ravens, look, you could say it's been a long time, and it kind of has. It's kind of been a long time for the Ravens. The last time they won a Super Bowl. I mean, they've had a lot of disappointing playoff losses. Unfortunately, there's only one team that walks away out of the 32 that's happy with their season. But when you have Lamar Jackson, who the Ravens are invested in, who, by the way, doesn't have an agent, which seems to cause a lot of problems on not knowing what he's ever thinking. The fact he's basically represented by himself, and then he has the reputation this year of not giving full effort or being late to practices, not a good sign at all if you're the Ravens. I don't know if that's a job that is and you have Derrick Henry who's old, if that's a job that basically stands out as, I can't wait to move to Baltimore.
Yeah, just the other teams in that division are a mess. You got the Browns, the Bengals.
Even the Bengals are a mess. Yeah, the Bengals cut their coach. And they're a mess.
Teams are kind of lost right now. Somebody brought up Robert Saleh. I think Robert Saleh is a pretty good coach. I think he's not bad. And then you have Brian Daboll. I don't know if Brian Daboll is going to be a head coach, Mario, or if he's going to be an OC. I'm just holding out for the Chargers OC job.
Yeah, I'd be surprised too. I mean, you still have Stefanski that's out there. I think he's going to get a head coaching job. I don't know where. You still have McCarthy that actively interviews for these positions. And, however you feel about him, he's a Super Bowl winning head coach. So a team's probably going to take a risk on him, and he's an offensive guy. And there's guys that, a lot of teams with Cam Ward that need someone in there with that type of mindset. Maybe that is Baltimore. Maybe that is Las Vegas that's looking to rebuild a little bit. I don't know. I know Marcus Freeman keeps saying Notre Dame, I'm staying. But like, how closely do an NFL team approach him and give him what type of contract? There's a lot. If I'm Minter too, and someone commented it, I think I'm trying to be at a point where I could pick my own job. Like Ben Johnson and Mike Vrabel chose their jobs. Pats and Bears didn't choose them. They chose the Bears and Pats. If I'm Minter, I could do one more year in Los Angeles, wait for the next coaching cycle, and then choose. That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Again, I want both. Hopefully Minter's back next year. We're all fans, right? We're all big fans as far as what he does for this team. I mean, I don't know. That's a huge thing that you don't pick up in free agency as far as, your salary cap money, and why you have an advantage is the defensive coordinator. It doesn't count against the cap. You just got to be able to find a guy. And it's tough to sit there and say, who's the next defensive genius that could run this defense is one of those that, it's hard to replace him, man. That's all I'm going to say. He's one of the best in the business. That's why he's getting head coaching job offers. Interviews.
What about Cliff Kingsbury? Could you see him going to the Ravens?
No.
I don't think he's a head coach. I just don't, man. I don't think he's a head coach. I think this guy is basically, he's an offensive coordinator. He's Norv Turner.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys think someone takes a chance on Nagy again?
I say no. Somebody I think will. You hear his name all the time. I know. Hey, there he is right there. There's the guy right there. Eric Weddle joins us right now. Again, College Football Hall of Famer. Eric, I know you're extremely busy. I know you're
What's going on, boys?
Good to see you. There's the beard right there. We're short on time, but I got to tell people.
No, I got a few extra minutes. I had a meeting, and I don't have to get out till about 1:50ish, so that helps.
Perfect. All right, gives me time to tell you. Number one, everyone in our chat, super excited that you're here. So many fans that have questions for you as well. But I got to tell you, first of all, we talk about on our show who hurt you, who made you be a fan of the NFL team that you follow. And for me, my dad was a Rams fan. And my dad passed away a few years before you guys won the Super Bowl. And when you guys won the Super Bowl, I was like, all right, this was a connection to my dad. Like, it literally tears rolling down my face. And I was like, this is for my dad. And I was super, super excited for you because you're my friend. Second of all, it was a connection to my dad, which I miss desperately. The other thing I'll say on a personal note, everybody on our show knows that my son Jake passed away. Josh's brother passed away. And my first day back to work, it happened to be the Ravens were taking on the Chargers. Game's over, go in the locker room. Everybody wants to talk to Eric because he's coming back to play his old team. And dude, you stopped everything. You gave me the best hug in the world, man. It meant the world to me. And it was hard for me to be there and to show that the human side that we all know that you are is outstanding. And my favorite thing about you is you're a dad and you take pride in being a dad. And for people who don't know, Eric is a fantastic high school football coach, but his son Gage is one of the best high school football players in the nation. Can you talk about being a dad and why you decided to go that route of being a dad, being a coach instead of into broadcasting or coaching in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, geez, it's great to be on with you guys. And I remember that day as if it was yesterday, giving you a hug. And oftentimes we get wrapped up in our own lives and our own situations that if we just take a step back and realize a lot of people are going through something, and a hug, a smile, saying hello goes a long way. And I think more times we can do that for other people, it really lightens up a lot of people's lives, and especially makes you grateful for what you have. So appreciate you and your support. Honestly, like I retired because it was time for me to give back to my kids and my wife, and they deserved my time, right? And So yeah, I mean, I had opportunities to do other things, and my focus is just giving back to the kids, the community, try to help the younger generation to be the next great father and husband that we all inspire to be. We're not perfect, but I feel like there's life lessons that I've learned over the years that can help the younger generation. And then on top of that, I get to spend time with my son and try to help him along his journey. And every day that goes by is an opportunity to help someone. And I try to take that seriously, and also understand that life's bigger than one individual. Just like the team, it takes everyone. And in life, you need to rely on other people. We can't be so prideful to ask for help at times.
Hey, Eric, Josh Pele here. I grew up in the Weddle and Rivers era, so I just want to say thank you. It was the best time of my life as a Charger fan. I also want to ask you about Tony Jefferson, a San Diego kid, somebody that you're personally close with. What does it mean to you to see Tony have so much success with the Chargers after coming out of retirement as a scout?
Yeah, I mean, TJ and I are like best friends, and obviously, I didn't have a lot that got him to Baltimore, but basically, like I tried to tell him like Baltimore was a great spot. We'd be a great fit playing next to each other. It would be like a yin and yang, and it was, and we became brothers, and he had a couple years where he just had some bad injuries and never really recovered from it. And so he finally got right. And we're sitting there training, and I was around him, and he was starting to get the itch. And I'm like, dude, you're moving around great. Like, if you're able to get an opportunity, you need to go and take it, because once it's done, it's done. If you have that passion and energy and the wherewithal to go and take on this challenge, and you need to do it. And so he went back, and man, it's amazing to see the success and the work that he put in to put himself back in the mix and be a legit player in this league. It's hard to do, and he's showing it, and couldn't be more happy and proud of him.
Yeah, Eric, I'm from Indianapolis, and I remember when you were playing for the Chargers, one of the best lines I've ever heard from one of my football coaches was after you guys beat the Colts. My football coach came to practice the next day. It's like, how the fuck does he throw a pick to the white guy? And she was so frustrated. And everyone talks about it's like it's always Eric Weddle.
Classic.
Weddle, sorry, picking off Peyton Manning. Did you have something on Manning? Like, what was it that just made you so automatic to the football?
Oh my gosh, man. Well, Peyton was one of the best, and he brought out the best in everybody else. You had to be on your P's and Q's. You had to understand what they were trying to do, what they were going to do, and then in-game adjustments and audibles, and being able to adjust and give them a pre-snap, a different picture pre-snap. And then if he was going to check an audible, then we were going to check an audible. So I think I think it just was the opportunity that knowing, especially at safety, like I went into every game knowing like if I didn't play at a high clip, we were probably going to lose. So I took that very serious. And in the back end, like we weren't perfect by any means, and neither was I. It's funny to see all these guys get up there and critique these guys, and they forget, like, I remember vividly getting ran over. I remember vividly giving up some passes, and I didn't give up many touchdowns. I would put that up to many of my contemporaries, but I did, and it did happen. And it's funny to see these guys, like they act like they were perfect players when they played. It's like, nah, man, like I remember missing tackles and blowing coverages. Like that stuff happens, like that's the reality of football. It's how many times can you be consistent, and how many times can you not make a mistake, right? That's how you play a long time. And so Indy and all those battles we had, I think I have 4 picks against Peyton, and 2 of them for touchdowns. So it's I had some good games against them.
That, trust me, Indy remembers. They remember that, man.
So everybody knows that you and Phillip Rivers are extremely close. Rivers used to say all the time he'd rather throw 2 picks on Sunday than throw 1 pick to you in practice because the trash talking that went back and forth. What was it like for you watching Phillip go back into the NFL this year?
Man, it brought back so many emotions and memories of when I went back after 2 years. His was 5, which is even more insane. Like there's no way I would even try or think. Like I could barely run at the moment, let alone try to tackle someone. I'd rip my pec open again if I did. So I knew, like, I felt a deep connection towards him when he decided to come back, and I just kept reminding him, like, I'm here for you. I know what you're going through, and be a support to him. And how awesome it was that he was back and playing and doing something that we all love and dream about. Like, opportunities come and go, and I think for him, and it's such a great example of opportunities come. Are you willing to take it and see what happens? And you're not worried about what's going to happen from it. You're just going to go for it. And so it's such a great example. And it's even a great reminder of playing that position. It's so much more than the physical talent. It's what you have between the ears and what you see, and instincts and intuition. And playing the quarterback position is an art. And it's almost a lost art at this point.
Eric, you had some overlap with Jesse Minter when you were with the Ravens.
Mm.
Could you tell that he was going to be this mastermind defensive coordinator early in his career, or what was your perception of him back then?
Yeah, I mean, when Jesse was like a assistant to the assistant of a secondary, so he was a young pup per se in the NFL, but not like age wise. And I just remember, like, he would ask the most, like, astute questions that were, like, very off the wall, where not normal coaches would ask. And he'd always sit next to me. And I knew he was destined for great things when the opportunity came, and he did his time. And to see where he's at, he's up for head coaching jobs. Like, that stuff doesn't surprise me. He's got a very cool, calm demeanor. I bet, like, he would say he still has so much room to grow, and especially like a head coach, like, it's probably pretty daunting. But like, he relates to the players. He's honest and upfront. His knowledge and coachability is second to none. So like, the team is going to be prepared in that, and he's learned from some incredible coaches. So it's great to see his success. You look at Mike McDonald. Mike was in the same landscape as Jesse was, just he was a couple years ahead of him. And you see the success. So I still talk to Mike, weekly, and I talk to Jesse every once in a while, just, lending my support for them, and to see their success, especially as defensive guys, when offensive coaches are kind of taking over, it's nice to see it being flipped for a little bit.
Josh mentioned back in your day with the Chargers, it was, you and Phillip, and now we have Derwin James and Herbert. Do you see similarities at all between the team that you had versus the team that is there now? Because I'm the same age as Josh, or in the ballpark, and that team was like the best growing up. So do you kind of see similarities between these two?
Yeah, I mean, man, Derwin is one amazing player, and the same thing for Herbert. I think they just gotta continue to build around them. The injuries this year were crazy on the offensive line, and anyone that knows ball knows, like, did he miss some reads and some throws? Yeah, but I mean, it's tough sledding when you're outmanned across the board. So the future is bright for LA. The Chargers, I don't. It's still weird to say LA. They'll always be San Diego to me, and they have the right direction. I think it'll be interesting to see who they hire as their offensive coordinator, and if they lose Jesse. But what they're doing as a program and as a whole, like getting Harbaugh in there and just getting a a guy that has won and can command a team and lead men. I think that's always been something that the Chargers have maybe missed on, and it's nice to see the success that they're having now.
All right, Eric, big news yesterday. We're all super excited. I was looking at all the messages that you were receiving on social media, and you understand you get those messages not only because, people love you, but at the same time, people feel like they're part of your journey as well. So when you get in the College Football Hall of Fame, we all feel like we got into the Hall of Fame. It's one of our guys. And for people who've been watching you since college and they saw you destroy San Diego State and like, who is this guy? And all of a sudden he's in a Charger uniform. What was it like when you found out you're going in the Hall of Fame? Because I say once you go into the Hall of Fame, you live forever.
Man, it was pretty crazy. Like I was really unexpected. It was an unexpected call. Like Mark Harlan, the athletic director of Utah, texted me. He's like, "Call me ASAP," and I'm like, "Uh-oh, am I in trouble, or am I gonna have to am I going to have to do some digging on some of this tampering that may be going on? I'm going to have to get the lowdown and try to get some recruits back." I didn't really know what he was referring to. So I get on the call and he's like, "Hold on. We got something serious to tell you. I gotta tap in another caller." And so Morgan Scalley gets on the phone and he paused for a second. He's like, "We got something serious to talk about and tell you." And he paused and he's like, "You made the effing Hall of Fame." And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was just taken back and humbled. And then I immediately go back to those moments at the University of Utah and the games, the wins, the losses, the mat drills, the classes, the relationships, the coaches, just everything. You kind of you kind of go back in time and how that experience shaped and molded in a lot of ways to the man you see today. So I'm forever grateful for that, and to be immortalized to the College Football Hall of Fame. Like I looked at the stats, and 0.02 make the Hall of Fame of all the football players that play college football, which is just a kind of insane stat. So we all did it. Everyone had a hand in it. Everyone that was there and has supported me, we all go in this together, and it's definitely a humbling and honor and a special moment for all of us.
It is a special moment for all of us, for sure. We're all extremely proud. I know people are extremely happy, and again, they feel like we're part of it because we watched it from the beginning. And I've seen your family together after games, and I just can't imagine when I see you guys celebrate as a family after games in the hallway to imagine what it was like yesterday. I can't say enough. And Eric, I know hopefully we get you on in the future. I can't wait to talk about your son, Gage, who I'm a huge fan of, going into his junior year at Rancho Bernardo. And hopefully he chooses Alabama down the line, just as an Alabama fan.
Or North Carolina.
So
we shall see, gents. We shall see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. He's just a tremendous player, just like his dad. But I know you have a busy day planned ahead. We can't thank you enough for making time for us today. And I tell you, man, not only are we fans, man, we love you. And again, you mean the world to us.
Hey, appreciate the words. We're friends. We're family for the rest of the time. Never forget that. So everyone have a great one. And remember, if you have a chance to lighten someone's day, go take it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank
Take care,
you.
brother.
See you guys.
Thanks, Eric.
Take care. That's Eric Weddle right there, College Football Hall of Famer, former Charger. And some people notice that he wears the Rams Super Bowl ring a lot. Now, as far as his relationship with the Chargers now, if you see that, he said Tony Jefferson is his best friend. They live in the same neighborhood. They're super close. I don't think Eric has animosity exactly towards the current Charger players. There's some way he left the Chargers wasn't the way he preferred to go out. And I think we've all left a workplace where you kind of feel that way. But appreciate the time, guys, today, because I know he's extremely busy. His phone's been ringing off the hook. And as soon as we asked him to come on, he didn't hesitate. He goes, "I got you." So and we'll get him on hopefully in the future for a little bit longer time, ask him about the current situation with this roster. But today, as far as celebrating him and his career, just incredible.
Yeah, thanks to you specifically for texting him. Dave has this long Rolodex of famous Chargers and athletes. I said, "Hey, why don't you text Eric? It'd be a good time to have him on." So shout out to you for doing that. We have comments on the side here. We have to pick games. Which one do you guys want to do first?
Go the comments.
Okay. First comment comes from AK. Sorry, Mario. AK says 199. Mario, I have a surprise for you after the Super Bowl. Laugh my ass off. All right.
Oh,
Pin
okay.
that for later.
Alrighty.
I found out why he's a little bit upset with you, Mario, by the way.
You're going to tell me?
I'll tell you right now. He blames you for the Chargers drafting Coulson.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm just telling you, if you want to know why there's a little bit of anger there. He's really upset that Coulson's not the player we thought he was going to be, and he blames you specifically.
Damn. I'll let Junior know he thinks that.
Okay.
I'll text my friend of a friend of a friend. Tell him to tell his brother Junior about that.
Matthew Dahl 499 says, love the show. Keep it up. I blame Harbaugh the past 2 years. We had a championship defense and we wasted it because of Greg Roman. This might bite us.
I don't know if it bites us, though.
It does feel frustrating, though, that you had Minter in the building, and then on the other side of the ball, you had Greg Roman kind of just like Xing him out. You know, as good as you were on defense, you were that bad on offense. To me, it is frustrating.
But if Minter's back next year, do we even think?
Yeah, but now we gotta. Yeah, I've been praying and doing all my Holy Marys, just trying to get him back. We don't know if he's gonna come back.
Dude, I'm a lot angrier than I think than you two are on this. I look at the window of opportunity being open. It's open when you have a quarterback like Justin Herbert. So you go out and you get a guy like Hampton who you think is going to be the one that fixes the running back situation. You go out and you don't fix your offensive line, so you don't go out. I mean, you completely whiffed. You had all the money in the world. You kept Greg Roman. I mean, it's like having 3 good tires and 1 flat tire. He was our flat tire. We all knew where the weaknesses were on this situation. You might lose Mender, so now you got to replace that. But you had a chance to fix it last year in the offseason, and they didn't. And this is what you get. You get another first-round exit. And so, yeah, it frustrates me. As I said, a wasted season. It was a wasted season for the Chargers moving forward because we did not take a step forward.
Also to mention, Chargers lost Navarro Bowman today, linebackers coach. He wanted to spend more time with his family. His son is a top basketball player in the nation. He wanted to spend more time with him. Next
Dude, I'm
comment,
a huge Bowman fan, by the way. Huge.
Love Navarro Bowman. Next comment comes from Jexy, $2. Says Scott Madlock, number 44, keep or cut Mario.
Ooh,
he's like the J.K. Scott situation to me, right? Like I'm on the fence on this one.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. First off, I see him Harbaugh keeping him no matter what. What'd you say?
You keep him if you can't fix your offensive line, because that's what he was there for. He was there because our offensive line was so crappy. He was our Band-Aid. We don't need a Band-Aid if we fix the offensive line. Let's use that roster spot for something else. Now, if you need the Band-Aid, then you didn't do your job in the offseason. I think it's a bad sign if Matlock has to come back. And he was good when he played, but we needed him because our offensive line was so bad.
You're right about that. I would agree with you. If you're using Matlock that much next year, you have a problem, I think. Jet Flores, $10. Just for having Eric Weddle today. Great vibes. Appreciate it. Shout out to Dave.
You know, no shout out to me, man. Shout out to Chat. And I tell you, one cool thing about Weddle, I'll tell you real quick, is about a year ago, I was at an awards dinner and I'm in a room and there's a bunch of, James Lofton's in the room, Andre Reed's in the room, Troy Polamalu, all these Hall of Famers. And Weddle's there. You know, he's wearing a big Rams ring. It's the size of a Frisbee. And he's like, Dave, come on in. I want to introduce you to my friends. Dude, that was the craziest thing to me. You know, it's like, I'm just a guy. And the fact that he brings me in with these Hall of Famers and Polamalu's his hero and introduces me to all these guys, I was like, dude, this guy's on a whole nother level of just being a good human being.
Also, people mad that he wears the Rams ring if you're a Charger fan and everything. Get over yourself. If you win a Super Bowl ring, you wear it all the time too. I'd wear it having sex. Like I would wear it all the time. It would not take off.
If there's any Charger fan that's upset about him wearing a Super Bowl ring, you're out of your freaking mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're crazy. Amy O 499 says, congrats to Weddle in the College Football Hall of Fame. It's an insane achievement.
It is. Okay. One other thing about the Hall of Fame, Amy, is Mark Ingram from Alabama just got into. Am I crazy? But the second you win the Hall of Fame, the Heisman, should you automatically get in the Hall of Fame? Like, what are we waiting for? You won the Heisman. You were the best player that year. The fact there's a delay of winning the Heisman and then going to the College Football Hall of Fame is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That is a great point.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Should be in it.
It's an automatic. What did he win the Hall? Did he win the Heisman like 13 years ago? He just got in the Hall of Fame now? 16 years ago? How
He
long
won
did
it
he go
in
with that?
2009. So
Yeah.
16,
16,
years, yeah.
17 years it took him to get in the Hall of Fame. What are we doing?
Not to mention, if you win it, you probably set a record too. Like you have some type of thing you broke. You should probably be in there.
Dude, he was the first Alabama player ever to go to win the Heisman Trophy. Ever.
Really?
Yes. And it took him 17 years to get in the Hall of Fame. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Huh.
Next one comes from Kev Adrian 499, says his message about lightening someone's day is very real. All it takes is a smile and a hi or a hug. What a guy. Bolt the fuck up.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. And if you missed that part at the beginning in the interview, if you're late to the show, as I told the story, it was right after game in the locker room. Dude, I didn't even think I was ready to go back to work. My son just passed away a few weeks before, and him and Tony Jefferson, who was on that team as well, both did the same thing. Tony did the same. They all stopped all the interviews, everyone by their lockers, walked clean across the room, and the same thing. It was they're both great guys.
Yep. All right, that's the comments we have.
All right, that was nice to have him on. Again, we're going to try and get Eric back on later on in the future. We have a little bit more time with him and things that are going on. He has a lot of insight. He said he gets offered NFL jobs all the time to coach. I think he'd be a fantastic coach, but again, he's spending his time with his son on Friday nights. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to look at the playoff picture heading into the weekend. The lines have changed a little bit, as Mario, I'm sure you know. Last week was not a good week for me. I was 2-6. Josh and Mario, they were 3-5. Now, usually the first round seems like an easy week to get those winners, but we didn't have a winning record. So listen, we can fix it here. The first game on Saturday, guys, it's a CBS game. This line has changed. It was the Buffalo Bills were favored by 1.5. Now it's the Broncos favored by 1.5. 1:30 kickoff in Denver. Mario, you want to go first?
Yeah, I think a lot of the reason why people are flipping on this is because of Mile High. And they just think Broncos have this huge home field advantage. Broncos defense is very good. You know whose defense was also very good? Jacksonville's. You know whose defense can also shut down the run? Jacksonville. There's just one problem with that. Josh Allen's still there. So I got burned on this last week. I'm not going to get burned on it again. I'm going Buffalo Bills for this one.
100% agree with Mario. There's no way in hell I'm going to pick against Josh Allen.
I'm with these guys as well. I mean, honestly, when you're watching the Bills with basically one guy beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville, I mean, did you walk away from that game going, Josh Allen's still the best player in this league?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, just absolutely amazing. All right, now there's breaking news as we were doing the show just now. So the second game on Saturday, it's the Seahawks. They're favored by 7. They're the number 1 ranked team in the NFC. They're hosting the number 6 seed 49ers, 5:00 game on Fox. Came across that all of a sudden Sam Darnold is injured, that he has basically an ab rib strain. And I don't know if it's serious, but you got the big red flash and breaking news across the screen. And so Sam Darnold possibly being injured. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Who knows if it's posturing, but it's a 7-point favorite for the Seahawks at home against the 49ers.
I don't understand the spread. Maybe I'm missing something here, but to me, these teams are extremely even. I'm going to go 49ers to cover.
Yeah, look at the scores of the first 2 matchups of the season between the Seahawks and the Niners. I mean, Niners won 17-13. Seahawks won 13-3. Niners are on 4th string linebackers, but Robert Salah is just a defensive mastermind right now. I love Shanahan in the playoffs. He does come in. Their offense is still very good. I'll take the Niners to cover. I'm also going to take this under because I think both defensive guys on both sides are going to get sharper. And with Sam Darnold even a little bit hurt, I know his Niners defense is bad, but with him not being 100%, I think it's going to be a little bit low scoring of a matchup like it was the first 2 times. So the under and Niners to cover for me.
Yeah, 7's a little too much for me. Niners, of course, they lose George Kittle, but I'm going to go 7 points is too much in a playoff game. They know each other really well. 3 times they're going to face each other this season. Sunday, moving on, you have the Patriots. They're the first game, 12:00 Pacific time on ESPN. Patriots are favored by 3 against the Houston Texans.
I'm taking the under in this game. I think the Texans have the best defense in the NFL, and I like the Texans to cover in this game.
I mean, we're simpatico, Josh, and this is starting to annoy me. I like the Texans a lot to cover in this one. I think they can hang. I also am curious to see if Stroud struggles against this Pats defense like Herbert did. I imagine he will, but that's something I'm curious to watch for.
Yeah, it's funny. We've never done this before the entire year where we go through this many games and we're right on the same page. I'm with you guys as well. I'm feeling it's going to change a little bit right here. Just check the line, and the line changed in the game. I'm going to give you the last one. It's the Rams and the Bears. This game's in Chicago. The Rams were favored as much at 5.5, 4.5, now down to 3.5. As we check, the game's a 3:30 kickoff Pacific time on NBC. So there's really not a Sunday night game on the West Coast. It's a 3:30 kickoff. Rams are favored by 3.5. Mario, what is the weather like in Chicago this weekend?
It is bear weather to a T. It is going to be cold. It's going to be like, I think, at most 9. So with the winds going to be in the negatives, it's going to be freezing. Bear weather.
Is that bad news for the California quarterback, Caleb Williams, since he's from California?
I would say the 4 times.
He's from Baltimore.
He's from DC.
Played at USC. My point is,
right.
I'm not one of those. I've said this before on the show. Whenever they say, "Oh man, you got a California team coming into the cold weather," not every guy that plays for the California team grew up in California. Like these guys have played in cold weather. They played at colleges in cold weather. Guys are going to be fine.
I swear what screws that was the 85 season. There's a famous clip of it's like Eric Dickerson and a couple of Rams guys when they're like, it's too cold. I swear to God that I changed everything.
No, I saw it. I was actually alive and watched that game 20-0. Am I right on the score? Bears won 20-0. The thing that's BS and all that, the Bears, first of all, were great. So let's give credit to that. The Bears were an outstanding team. Dieter Brock, who was the quarterback of the Rams at the time, was from Canada. Well, it was too cold for him? What are we talking about? Eric Dickerson grew up in Texas. It's cold in Texas right now. So that part is garbage, blaming the weather. The Bears were just a freak team that year. They should have been a dynasty and won more than one, but they didn't.
Yeah. Anyway,
it
will be
one-hit wonder of all time.
All right.
But by the way, you run that 46 defense now, it's not working anywhere.
No. You can kill
Mario. So my opinion on these games is this is the only one I think where there's going to be a lot of points. Both these teams can put up points in bunches, even though it's going to be literally freezing. I still think it's going to be the highest scoring game. I think 3 out of the 4 matchups, it's going to be cold as hell. Seattle will be the only matchup where it's not like literally freezing outside. I have the Rams to cover in this game.
I'm actually with you. I think the Rams cover. I think Stafford's going to have all day to throw. This secondary, Jalen Johnson's not himself right now. He's probably 40% of what he usually is. If you go back and watch that Packers game, they're subbing corners in the whole time trying to figure out who can cover those guys. They figured it out in the end, but I don't think you're going to be able to do that against McVay, Stafford, Nakua, Adams. I think it's going to be a huge problem. Also, on the Bears O-line, their left tackle's out. That's probably means Theo Benedict will be in there. If they don't play Theo, they'll play Braxton Jones, who just got off the IR. He's god-awful. I mean, he would start on the Chargers O-line and still be one of the worst guys on the O-line. Like, he's not good at all. Rams pass rush is a problem. Bears luck runs out. It's Rams. Stafford can play in the cold weather. Goff couldn't. That's the difference. So Rams win this.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm going to go different than you guys. I'm going to go Bears cover that spread. I think the Rams win the game. I think the Bears cover the spread. And I know a lot of people going the other way. Out of the games I just mentioned, which game, if you could only watch one, which one are you watching?
Rams and Bears. Not even close.
Me too.
Yeah. Probably followed closely by Seahawks, Niners. I love watching those teams.
That's funny. My second would be Bills, Broncos. My second would be Bills.
The ugliest game and the most boring game this weekend will be the Patriots and Texans.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. That's like welcome back to Who Gives a Shit game. You know? Like, it's just going to be so boring.
Dude, how boring is it? No offense. And look, I understand the Patriots got a whole trophy case. I mean, a lot of trophies. Dude, it is boring. It straight out is. I mean, think about to say we're going out to Foxborough. I mean, it is. We talked about the all-day affair that Josh and I had to deal with at the Rose Bowl a couple weeks ago. Going out there and freezing your ass off, dealing with crappy weather. Your team might win, might not win. It is a big commitment to be part of those jerks, you know?
Dude, the playoff game with the Chargers was boring, and we are Chargers fans.
Yeah.
I was bored.
Oh, my God.
Being bored during a playoff game is actually impressive.
That's true.
That's how boring that game was. It was. I don't want to talk about that. All right,
is there an AFC team real quick that you guys are rooting for that's left?
No.
Bills.
See,
For
I
I'm
Allen.
rooting for
can't root for Joey Bosa.
God dang it. That's where I'm stuck. I want to root for
But I
the
don't
Bills
want
because
Broncos.
they've never
I
done
don't want
anything.
Broncos.
I don't
Never
care
the
about
Broncos.
Texans. Doesn't
But God,
doesn't
I
mean
can't
much to
stand
me.
Joey.
Texans doesn't mean anything to me.
I mean,
But I'm
if
not rooting for
Pats-
them. I don't care.
If Pats did it, I'd be like, I like Vrabel a lot. And Jack May's a UNC guy, so I would like that. Like, I'd be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I find
Anybody
myself
but the
rooting for the
Broncos.
Bills. Yeah,
Anybody
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 but
but the Broncos.
True.
All right, here we go. Dirty Verde 999 says, "Do y'all think the Chargers are cursed? I question why I chose this team, but watching the pod makes me realize I'm not alone.
You
Yeah,
are not.
Mario, you're one sexy beast. I'm a
Ooh.
Bears fan. Rest of the playoffs."
God, I know who I'm picking for a Hall of Fame. Dirty Verdi, you're in there. I can be bought, fellas. Just letting you know that right now. I can be bought.
Are the Chargers cursed? I'll let Dave answer that question.
I don't think they're cursed. You know, I don't want to believe that, because if they're cursed, I'm wasting my time the rest of my life sitting there rooting for this team. I don't want to believe they're cursed. Yeah, they do things all the time that is, how does that happen to this team? But I don't think they're cursed. I just can't put that in my head. If that was the case, I would choose a new team today. I mean, we're seriously, what am I going to do there? Nobody wants to believe it, but look, tell the Bengals fans and Jets fans, and you know what I mean? There are other teams that have been, the Titans fans, they've all been through the same kind of road that the Chargers have gone through. It just never goes our way. The Browns
Jets-
are like, it never goes our
Jets
way.
have a bigger-
The worst thing that happened to the Browns was the Super Bowl era. The Browns are one of the best teams in professional football until they decided, hey, we're going to start something called a Super Bowl. And then the Browns couldn't win jack.
Tori Wilson, $10. New listener this season. Love the pod. What are your thoughts on Harbaugh saying Justin won't be involved in the offensive coordinator search? Also, did you guys see Justin will be in Madison Beer's new music video tonight? Is any of this true in this right here? Did he actually say Justin Herbert won't be?
Okay, let's answer the question like it's 100% true. Okay.
Okay.
I always do this. This is where Josh always yells at me on when I send him stuff and he goes, that's fake. But let's go, since she asked a question, let's go with assume everything she said is real. What do you think?
I think it's a huge mistake by not having Justin Herbert at least sit there to make him believe he's part of the OC search. You got to at least be part of it a little bit. You're the franchise quarterback. And the music video, is he going to have a giant cast on his hand? Is he going to be killing the music video?
Okay.
He doesn't seem like a music video guy. I feel like he'd be very awkward in it. You know,
100%.
I hope he looks as awkward as possible for the jokes.
It's a horrible idea. Okay. The music video thing's a horrible idea. The chances of these two getting married and being married for 50 years isn't very good. It's going to be one of those like, oh, I made a music video with my ex. What was I thinking? Explain that to the next guy you're dating, why he's in the music video. Like, completely ruin the song. And guess what? Every time she sings the song on tour the rest of her life, she's going to be thinking about Justin Herbert, even if she's not with Justin Herbert. It's a horrible idea. Terrible business decision.
Okay.
And how many people,
kinda
no
have a
offense,
point there.
no offense to the Chargers, how many people who aren't football fans are going to go, who the F is that guy? They're never going to know who that was.
Who's this awkward tall guy in this music video?
That's like, I guess that's the famous person's promise ring. Just putting them in a music video or like in a movie. You're like, oh yeah, they were dating them at that time.
Yeah, remember that?
What happened? He
Remember
had an
that?
affair with 40 prostitutes. Not saying
Oh my God.
Justin Herbert would do that, but you know what I mean? Like something happens. That's bad.
All right, next one comes from Amy, 499, says, I want to cheer for Josh Allen so bad. I really do. If Bosa had not trash talked, F him. His brother is the better Bosa. Anyone but Bills. Not sorry. So I don't hate her for this opinion. Like, I really cannot cheer for, but I don't mind the Bills. Like, they're the most lovable team that's in the playoffs, but Joey Bosa is the most hateable player in the playoffs. So they X each other out.
Yeah, she's right. She's right. And because Buffalo's a shithole. That's why everyone's like, it's Buffalo. It's like really one of the worst places in the United States. Let's be honest.
When did
It's
you
a
go?
dump. It's a dump.
Where'd you go?
What? When did I
When
go?
did you visit?
Dude, all right. I was offered a job to be the program director of the Buffalo Bills station back in 2003. And I completely made a Buffalo joke about the city of Buffalo, and I had the job offer taken back.
Oh. Their hockey
Dude,
team too is like statistically the worst ever. So this is the only thing they have.
It was the best thing to happen to me, by the way. My wife doesn't do well in weather if it's above 72 or if it's below 71. And Buffalo that year had the worst winter in history. Like, she would have left me. It would have been awful. Josh would have been raised by a stepdad. It would have been bad.
Next one comes from Angie Barra, 499. Says, just because you guys do great work every week, and thanks for the interview.
Dude, Angie, that's
Thank
extremely
you.
nice. Did Angie change her profile picture?
No.
I think she's had it for a little bit.
Oh, just I can't see. Angie, good to see you. And number one, too, is where were you Sunday night? As soon as the show was over, I was like, I don't think Angie was here.
She was here.
I don't think she was.
I don't think she was there. Maybe she couldn't stomach the loss, Mario.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
2 hours of hell. We expect you to be with us.
Yeah.
Ride or die, Angie. You were my ride or die. You weren't there.
You missed what was the guy's name again
Guy.
that donated like 1,000, like
Oh, yeah, that
donated
was
a lot
awesome.
of money?
He's
Oh,
probably in the
Colin
hospital
Kai
right now.
got hammered.
Colin
on the
Kai,
show.
yeah.
Probably in the hospital with alcohol poisoning right now.
Shout out to Colin.
He's a military guy, dude. He got an IV in the morning. He felt great.
All right, here we go. Last part of the show, Dave rant.
All right, here's my rant. It's not going to be popular of what I have to say, all right? As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to have to do a public apology on the next show after what I'm about to say. Dude, I hate people that fake the use of a wheelchair, okay? I know that sounds bad. We've all seen it. You guys ever been in the grocery store, especially a Walmart, where someone's in the wheelchair and they're moving around and there's electric carts, and then all of a sudden their legs don't work, but all of a sudden the snack pack pudding's a little too high, so they got to get up out of the cart and they walk over and pull it down? Like, dude, you didn't need the cart. You're just too lazy to walk the store, But when you guys sit there and you use the electric carts and stuff, man, it's a little frustrating. You see it all over the place. Like, people do it, and then people act like we don't have feet. I told a story in October. I was in Nashville, and some guy in a wheelchair went right over my feet. I got upset. I told him, take it easy, Hot Wheels. And that wasn't popular either. Okay. But good God, man, there are people that actually can't use their legs. But for you to act like you're in the same boat as them, go ahead, join a goddamn wheelchair basketball league. Watch people kick your ass when they realize that you can actually walk. The people that are faking these grocery carts, the ones at Disneyland, come on. What are we doing here?
$1.
Yeah, it is. It's stolen valor. Josh is 100% right. Got to get to the front of the lines. I can't walk, so I get to go to the front of the Pirates of the Caribbean. BS. I saw you jump on that tram. You liar. Come on. Dude, I hate to say it. There's a place in hell for you. It is a stolen valor. That's embarrassing to sit there and think that I'm going to fake like I can't use my legs. Okay. But yet I've seen it before. Oh, the Cheetos are a little too high. Got to get up out of the cart and grab them. Can't miss those. Embarrassing.
What
Completely
about when you're at
embarrassing.
the airport and they don't want to walk? To
Yeah.
their,
Oh
to their
yeah.
my
gate, so
God.
they
How about,
just
yeah,
go over
dude,
to
Josh is right. How about that move? When you're sitting there trying to get to your gate and you're like, gate 32, I'm at gate 1. Like, I got to move my ass to go all the way down. And you seem like you're walking forever, like that hallway that never ends. And all of a sudden you see the two people way out of shape going by on that cart with the guy that's driving them in the airport.
And
you're
we
like,
have to move out of the way.
yeah, they
Yeah.
honk. Dude, is there anything worse than getting honked at in the airport?
And
Dude, seriously. What's the
It's
honking?
it's usually never polite either. Like, they're not very friendly. And it's like, it's
They're
not my
literally
fault.
like, get out of the way. They
Yeah.
swing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of airports, I don't like any airport where you have to get on a tram after you get off the plane. You know what I mean?
A tram.
you-
A train?
Oh, Dallas, we have to get on the little
Orlando,
yeah.
Dallas, Las Vegas. You got it. Like, dude, I should be able to just get off the plane and walk, pick up my bag, and leave. I don't need to get on a goddamn tram. You know what I'm saying? You got to
Yeah.
get on the tram in the airport. Every time I see a tram in an airport, I'm like, God dang it, F me.
Have you ever been to the airport in Hilton Head?
No.
It's so small. You get your bag off the plane. Like, it shocked me. I
Those are
swear,
the
like,
best. Those are the best. Like when you go to like Mexico and they're like, you can just grab your bag. I'm like, awesome.
But there's like no tunnel that connects. There's no tunnel that connects to the plane that you just walk down the stairs. Like
No,
you just
it's
won
the
the
best.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. BYOB, brother. Yeah, you gotta go get that.
Yeah. I've been
Can't
on a
bring
few
your
of
own
those.
bag.
Yeah. Bring your own bag.
It cracked me up. I got off it and I knew one other person on the flight and they're just, so what do you get your bag? And the worker goes, brother, that's on you. I was like, all right, dude. Dude,
That's
sounds
on
good,
you.
man.
All right,
That's
we got
funny as hell.
One more. Here we go. Kev Adrian 199 says, how about those morons that walk slow at the mall?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either.
No, dude,
Can't
here we go.
stand
It's
it.
the people that walk the wrong direction at the mall. It's like, dude, if you're on the right side, you go this way. If you're on the left side, you go that way. It's like you're driving. Figure
Dude,
it
that's
out.
exactly it. That's what I always yell at them. I go, how do you drive? Like, I always wonder if I went to London and you walk in that way and I realize I'm the guy walking on the wrong side, I'd go, what am I doing? It's not my fault. But when you're here in the United States and you're walking on the wrong side and you kind of do that move, you're lining up with each other's chest and don't know which way to go. You're like, dude, how do you drive a car? What's wrong with you? Dude, when I'm at the mall, just because I'm sick and I have little patience, I just want to do that move that they used to do in school where someone's walking and you kick their back heel into their other heel and they fall, they trip them. But I'm like, I'm a grown man. I can't go doing that. But that's what goes through my sick head. I just want to trip them. I just want to kick the one foot into the other foot and watch them fall.
That's
sorry.
like, no, that's the equivalent to when, I mean, this happens a lot in Chicago, but you can tell when people are like visiting and it's like 4 people in a row. So they take up the whole freaking sidewalk. And there's like, oh, look at that. What a building. Hey, John. And you're just
Dude.
like, dude, I got 4 minutes to make it to work. Get out of my way. They're like, oh,
People
people
that
that
walk-
walk in big city.
People that walk side by side are the worst people in the world, where they take up the whole space, like you said. Number one rant. Dude, I cannot stand
Awful.
that.
Dude.
Nobody can get by them.
Yeah,
The
it's
guy-
terrible.
I can't read here. Someone says Plaza Bonita. Plaza Bonita is a mall in San Diego, Mario.
Yeah.
I literally went to Plaza Bonita on Christmas Eve because I had to run in and grab something. I don't know what happened to Plaza Bonita. There's nothing in that goddamn place but shoe stores and arcades and a Cinnabon. I don't know what happened.
Spencer's.
Spencer Gifts. You want to buy fake vomit and flip through posters of Lonnie Anderson that are probably still there. I don't even know what to tell you, but there's nothing in that mall anymore. That mall used to be cool. I don't know. Does anybody go to the mall anymore? The mall
Dude,
used to
I
be the
love
place.
malls.
Me too. I used to love malls.
Shout
Damn,
out
man.
Amazon.
DC. I lived right next to one, and I would just every Sunday I would go on a walk. I would walk around the mall. Fantastic.
Back in the day before, I got married way young. I didn't even go into the bar scene. That's where we always went to meet girls, was in the mall. Damn. Try on cologne, put on that Dracar, then try and find the girl you're going to talk to.
Dude, Josh, can you imagine now going up and talking to like a girl at a mall? I think you'd get pepper sprayed. You know what
At
I mean?
my age, at 32 years old, or is like as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, like if you were like 19 through 22, that'd be like extremely hard.
Oh my God. Dude, I was thinking about everything that's changed from now from when we were kids. Can you imagine if you went over to your friend's house and you knocked on their door, like their parents' house, and you're like, hey, can Mario play? They'd be like, yeah, real quick, let me call the cops. Like, who
True.
the hell ask if their son can play? You know, that's what we used to do, but you're kids, so it's normal.
Remember, you go to the mall and you're like, be on the second level, and all of a sudden that airplane goes shooting up. And you're like, where the hell's that airplane? There's a guy at the
Yeah.
bottom shooting those toys around, trying to get there. Hey, if you bring it home, it's going to be just like this. It's not. It's not. It never works the way it works in the mall. Or the guy that just threw that crazy boomerang, and you're like, that guy just gunned a boomerang across the mall and it came right back to him. I need that. You know, like, this is a horrible idea. It's not going to work like that when you get home. Or the guys that offer to clean your shoes. You can't get away from those guys. Dude, come on here, brother.
Yeah.
Clean your shoes. Make them brand new. Always wanted to put that foam on your shoes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All right. Good God.
Or like
dude.
you would remember you'd be able to test out a video game. They just have an Xbox out there and you'd walk up and you'd be able to play it.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, now you get COVID using one of those. You know when people are touching that with their germy fingers?
Josh, this had to be. Did you ever have in the mall when like you would ever like test out like a new iPod or whatever, and you would able to take photos?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Dude, we would take photos of something. we would wait in the back and see. He would walk up and see our piece, and like it would be the funniest thing of all time. That now is that's jail time.
Oh,
But
yeah.
at 15, that's one of the funniest pranks you could ever pull on someone.
Dude, yeah, when you're 15, it's cool. Like that video that's gone viral of that girl talking about that kid that said, can you pop a titty for the boys?
Yeah, it's
Like when you're 15, that's cool. At 28, you're getting arrested.
yeah.
Yeah.
At 15, you look at you're the crazy one in the friend group. Go, I can't believe he did that.
Yeah. It's like you're a legend forever, like the guy says in the video.
Yeah. Guys are
legend.
so dumb. Guys are so dumb.
That's a great
We,
rant, by the way.
Dude, real quick, when we were about 15 years old, we told this kid, we go, look, we have a Polaroid camera. You know what a Polaroid camera is, where the one picture comes up. All right, we're all going to take a picture of our sack, and then we're going to throw it in a pile and see if the girl can line up the sacks with the other sacks. But none of us did it except one guy. You know what I mean? It was a prank. We pulled on a guy. None of us took a picture of our sack. So that one guy did. And then he handed it to the girl. She's like, what the hell, dude? Like, he's lucky that kid didn't get expelled.
Yeah, that's
terrible. My God. It was a horrible prank. I think he had to move. He's known as the sack guy. What a mess.
All righty.
I should have stopped the show 2 minutes ago.
Yeah,
yes.
Thanks, Eric, for coming on. Sorry you
got I wouldn't want to be part of all that. Again, thanks, Eric Weddle is right. When are we coming back next? Are we doing a wrap up on the playoff games on Sunday?
If you guys want to, whatever you want.
Yeah, I can do that. We'd have to go late on Sunday because I have to work.
That's fine.
I have to work Bears.
That's fine. Oh yeah, that'd be cool for you. All right, so here's the deal. Again, like, subscribe to the show. If you subscribe, you have the notification bell. You're going to be good to go. You'll know when the next show is. Appreciate everyone who joined us today. Always a lot of fun, man. The people that are following this show, you guys get the show, which means a lot to us for sure because we're dumb. But otherwise, appreciate everybody in the time. And for Mario Heron, Josh Pillay, I'm Dave Pillay. You can watch the show on YouTube as well and comment. We'll get to those. But until we see you next time, take care.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the boat crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the boat crew, best up in the business. It's the boat crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.